This is your home for the Trojans. Girard Sports Live.
Snap and leans forward, and that's touchdown number 4 for Scott Moore.
Girard Sports Live is presented by Pregame, your community technology partner. Learn more at ckt.net.
Looks, throw over to Adolph, quickly down inside, wrap around Boatman, found herself in the right place, foul, and the bucket!
He'll try a 3 and hits. Adolph with it up top, being guarded by Gass. Girard down the lane, off the glass, and good. Nice instinct by Adolph to just take it to the bucket.
Fielded on the short hop, fires this one across. Able to throw the runner out by a step and a half.
Pitch to the outside to Ashbacher. Gets a good block on the outside, and he's in for the touchdown.
It's time for the Trojans. On your home for Girard High School Athletics. Girard Sports Live. Girard Sports Live.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome out here to Girard, Kansas, and Frank Jameson Field, where tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go to a break real quick while we finish that audio problem, then we'll be back on.
Today we're going to do an experiment to see just how fast CrawlCan's multi-gig internet is. In your email, you'll find 2 links. When I say go, click on the first link to download the 500 gigabyte test file. Go! Okay, now when I say go, click on the second link in your email to upload the file. Go! I guess it really does eclipse all other internet.
Release the CrawlCan. Monstrous multi-gig speeds for a low, no-nonsense price.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years, with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust, federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
Tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big loss.
The Trojan sack means $2 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $2 short stacks the following day. Dine in only. Restrictions apply. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
You've heard go big or go home. At Big Iron Auctions, you can go big from home. With thousands of pieces of equipment, active auctions, bidding at your convenience, and an easy-to-use site, BigIronAuctions.com can help you grow big. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 to see how Big Iron Auctions can help grow your operation. Bid now, list now at BigIronAuctions.com. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Chicken Annie's Girard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Girard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Girard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Girard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Girard.
Welcome back, everybody, here. See, there it is. Yeah. Oh, well, we'll deal with it for now. Welcome back here to Girard, Kansas. The Frontenac High School Raiders drive up Highway 69 north today to face off against your Girard Trojans. I'm Daryl McLeod, joined alongside by BJ Harris today. Jess Murphy fishing in that tournament. We should wish him good luck. Maybe he'll bring us $100,000 from it. That'd be a great deal.
Jess Murphy, the only guy I know that can take off from work, which is sit in a press box and watch a football game, to do the only thing that's maybe easier than that, go fishing.
Yeah.
So he's got life figured out.
He's doing it right.
Yeah.
Girard Sports Live is presented by Crocan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get Gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas with Crocan. To learn more, go to ruralfiber.org or see everything Crocan has to offer at ckt.net. It's a big game tonight. Both teams are 2-1 coming into this game. Frontenac losing to Colgan. Girard losing to Colgan. Frontenac beating Riverton. Girard beating Riverton. Two common opponents, both with the same outcomes on each of them. So tonight should be a good test of who's going to be the top dog in the CNC behind the Colgan Panthers. Well, we got a lot going on here tonight. We already took that one break, so I say we just roll on. BJ, looking at both teams here, Frontenac had the better performance against Colgan. They blew out Riverton by a few more points, but I think Girard's got themselves a good team that matches up well against Frontenac tonight.
Yeah, you can look at that Riverton game, too. That was at Frontenac. So you got that home field advantage a little bit. Maybe that played a factor in it. It was a week later as well. And so what's that mean to you as far as those improvements from week 1 to week 2 to week 3? You know, this is week 4. This is when you probably ought to have a pretty good idea about who you are and what you're going to be and what you need to fix, what you need to be better at to win a game, and what you need to protect against to not lose a game. And both teams should be in that situation right now. And you're right in the way you kind of laid that out. It's who's number 2. And not just really in the CNC, but kind of in the area right now. I mean, it's wide open as far as Colgan's, the favorite probably in most games are going to go play right now, certainly over the next 5 weeks when they play the Pleasantons and Uniontowns of the world. But, this is going to be a good competition. This may be one of the more evenly matched over the last years we've seen. Girard got on a little bit of run. It was a little lopsided, perhaps. And Frontenac got going a little bit. It was a little lopsided, perhaps. I think these are two pretty evenly matched teams. And by the end of the night, I think we're going to know which team is kind of that number 2 in the CNC and number 2 right here in the immediate area.
Absolutely. It should be a good one tonight. I think it's a good time to let you know that this pregame show, of course, is always brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for over 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Well, coming up, we're going to take a look around the league because, as we mentioned, we got a lot of big names in the league this season. See, Colgan being that top dog, and they are traveling to face Pleasanton tonight, but we'll take a look at that later on. We also got keys to the game and starting lineups to go over, but we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll have all that and more here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live.
Here at Pittsburgh Interiors, we are proud to be family-owned and operated, serving our community with quality style and service since 1999. Step into our showroom and explore furniture, flooring, window treatments, mattresses, and more. Whether you're designing a dream home, office, or simply just adding that finishing touch, our expert team is here to help. Discover why families and businesses have trusted us for over 25 years. Pittsburgh Interiors, where style meets comfort and family comes first.
At Girard Medical Center, we're more than a hospital. We're your hometown healthcare team. From family medicine and emergency care to lab services, surgery, imaging, and beyond, we're here when you need us. Compassionate care close to home. To learn more about our high-quality care and everything that we have to offer, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com. A proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, The professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Welcome back. Frontenac High School traveling to face off against Girard. Of course, we're on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show here in Girard, Kansas. I think it's a good time that we take a look around the league at some of those matchups. Riverton tonight. Obviously, we talked about that being a common opponent between these two teams. They will travel up to Cherryvale to face off against Cherryvale tonight. The St. Mary's Colgan Panthers, the top dog in the CNC right now, currently undefeated, will travel off to play Pleasanton. So they're going to go off into their district, start facing off against their 2A and 1A opponents. So, likely that we won't see Colgan the rest of the season, but best wishes to them. You always like to see a small-town Kansas school go the distance, and they have a chance to this year.
Yeah, for sure. They're good. They're talented. They've got guys all over the place. Adamson, a heck of a running back for them. That's hard to bring down. And just some experience. Great coach with Sean Seamatter. Their schedule's not going to do them any good as it gets to the semifinal week and the final week.
Yeah.
But, if you get to the semifinal final week, you're probably feeling pretty good about yourself.
I know that Adamson kid well, and he's worked hard for it, and he's reaping the rewards right now of all the work he put in over the summer. Baxter Springs, the team we faced off against last week and got the win over last week, is traveling to Parsons to play off against Parsons. Parsons probably the favorite in that matchup there.
Yeah, perhaps. Parsons been down a little bit. They've had a couple of games where they've gotten really rolled, and Baxter's on the come a little bit. Certainly has improved over a few years ago. You got to know that Baxter Springs, not 3 years ago, almost didn't play a season, right? And had agreements going into games with teams that they would run the clock as soon as the first drive was over. So to get to a place where they might be able to compete with Parsons, and that might be a game to watch tonight.
It could be, especially if you remember this game last week. They were winning by 1 going into halftime.
Yeah, don't sleep on Baxter.
Fort Scott travels over to Pittsburgh High to face off against Pittsburgh at Hutch Field. Shout out Josh Lettner on the call there for Pittsburgh Sports Live.
I might feel the same way about that matchup, to be honest with you, where Baxter Springs has no business necessarily going to play against Parsons, but will. And Fort Scott might come down to Pittsburgh and shock the Purple Dragons. Purple Dragons falling to Labette County for the first time in school history.
Yeah.
A century-old streak, 44 games long, and able to Labette County get that win. Watch out for those guys. They're still undefeated. But Fort Scott, they probably feel like they might have a chance. They're not world beaters right now necessarily, but neither is Pittsburgh High, unfortunately.
No. And that's the high school teams. When you take a look at the college level, Pittsburgh State and the Gorillas travel up to Emporia, Kansas to face off against Emporia State. A must-win game there. Pitt State's really just got to win out if they want a chance at playoffs in their future.
Trap game written all over it.
It is.
I mean, that's just, we don't necessarily always play very good up there at Welch Stadium, and the way that Emporia State wings the ball around, they can hit you for a 5-yard pass that goes for 90, and next thing you know, you're down by 14 and scrambling to try to get into the game. So you need to get the Pittsburgh State slow starts have been the problem all year long, and you cannot afford to have a slow start against that team because they will just get up on you real fast. Now, Emporia traveled up to Kearney, gets beat on the road at Kearney, and you got to like your chances to beat Emporia State. But You can't start slow, and that's been the MO for the Gorillas.
No, and Emporia State with that no-huddle offense, just quick. Oh, beat
Brutal.
you quick. That's a look at the area matchups brought to you by Diskins Auto and Towing, 120 East Forest Avenue in downtown Girard. Diskins offers 24-hour towing and can repair all makes and models. To learn more, contact Diskins Auto and Towing at 620-724-8100. Those teams all in must-win scenarios. You mentioned it, week 4. Now is the time to start climbing up the hill and getting yourself to that peak. You cannot be going down at this point. Can't afford losses at this point. With just over 20 minutes to go, we'll take another quick break. When we come back, we'll have keys to the game and starting lineups all here on Girard Sports Live.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village. People caring about people in the loving spirit of Christ. Spacious apartments made to feel like home. And a loving, caring, experienced staff. That's the Prairie Mission difference. A continuing retirement community promoting person-centered care with an on-site clinic from Labette Health and offering independent living apartments, assisted living, and long-term care, all with the respect and care our loved ones deserve. Prairie Mission Retirement Village, St. Paul, 620-449-2400.
Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com.
Every day, people are discovering that bigger isn't better, better is better. Big box stores continue to disappoint. You have spoken, and we have been listening. You want a great selection with dependable service at a competitive price. We understand, and that's what we bring to you every day. We know that we have to work hard to earn your business, and we will. Bigger isn't better, better is better at Heidrick's, Fort Scott, and Girard.
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your field and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. And now Matt's care for farmers goes beyond seed as an agent for the new 4-state farm and ranch. From the best inputs available to the protection you need, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy at Murphy Seed.
Siebert back to pass. Lehman diving for the end zone, and they get the listing. Lehman passes off to Siebert on the far wing. Siebert the lob, and Lehman with the alley-oop dunk to close the deal. Lehman a hard hit ball to left field. Siebert is at the wall, and they close another one. Lehman Realty with another big-time win. Lehman Realty, proud to support the Girard Trojans.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Out before.
Welcome back here at the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live. Should be a good one tonight. We got about 17 minutes until kickoff. We mentioned both these teams, both 2-1. Both fell to the same team, both won over the same team. BJ, what do the Girard Trojans got to do tonight to take home the win against a tough Frontenac team?
One, I'd say, is control your emotions. You know, be under control from the word go. Don't let to run downhill at you. They've got a bevy of running backs that are going to come at you with some size, with some speed. I think the Trojans up front may have the advantage from a size and experience standpoint, and so hopefully it can hold that line. And then, one thing that I always watch out for, you got to be able to stop the trap when you're playing against a Leon Miller coach team.
Yeah.
But you also can't get lulled into it because they've got a big, tall quarterback in the backfield that can wing that ball down the field when they want to. He doesn't get a lot of opportunities to do that. But you can't get sucked in on the run and then get hit over the top, because the worst thing you can do is feel like you're really good against the run and you're stopping the run and then still give up those 6 points through the air. You need to be able to stop the passing game against Frontenac, limit that run. You're really going to have a chance to win it. And likewise for the Trojans on the other side, be consistent, take care of the ball, don't make those big mistakes here at home, and then, do what you do, run the football, be able to get out there on the edge and take it home.
Yeah, and looking at, you mentioned getting beat over the top could be a problem if you get sucked in on that running game. You know it as well as anyone. It gets a Coach Miller team. Brogan Smith, the quarterback for the Frontenac Raiders, quite an athlete. He's really talented. He's got great arm talent. Honestly, him and Ben Colin, it's going to be a show tonight. If obviously both teams run first teams, run heavy teams, but I think if coaches let them loose, we could see quite the show through the air tonight if they let them.
Yeah, and that'll just be able to get to the quarterback. Like I said up front, if they've got the advantage defensive line against that Raider offensive line, don't give him the time. Don't let things get developed downfield. But you've got to be reading that pass against that run. And I always focused on trap. Just make sure you stop trap. And if you can do that, you're going to have a pretty good chance against things. We'll see if anything's changed like that for the Raiders here in this new year. But I like the Trojans' chances here tonight. I really do. I think they're going to match up well. I think this is going to be one of those down-to-the-wire type games. If you don't make the mistakes, you should be right in it.
And the advantage over all of them, you're at Frank Jameson Field on your home turf.
We love that.
Those keys to the game are brought to you by Evans Motors. Get the keys to your next ride with a stop at Evans Motors. Nate and Eddie have decades of experience getting folks into the right car, truck, van, or SUV that's right for them and their family. Stop by and see them at the intersection of Highway 69 and 400, just south of Pittsburgh, or see their full selection online at evansmotors.net.
We talked about our keys to the game. Here's the key to the future out there on the field tonight. As the Trojans got all their youngsters out there lined up, getting ready to welcome in the teams. That's a pretty cool thing right there. The future of Girard High School, the future of Girard schools, and looks to be alive and well. Looks like got plenty of teachers out there and kiddos out there. I'm not sure if I've ever seen this before at a Girard game. You may be able to correct me on that one, but that's a pretty neat thing if that's a new tradition they're started, and this will be a big moment for a lot of those little kids. So nice job by Girard to put this together and see if it motivates the boys just a little bit, because they're all going to run out of the field, these big, strong, strapping young men, and it was like 6 years ago, they would have been right there along the sign of this. So, time flies, and you got to be ready to take advantage of every Friday night.
I remember Mrs. Pruitt telling me that her boys' hero was Gabe Muya at one point, high school athlete. Sometimes you don't understand the impact you have on the young community in your town, but you could see it right there. They're all excited. This is going to be a moment in their life to experience.
Anybody who's ever got a chance to listen to that state championship broadcast, he was my hero as well. I think he was everybody's hero.
Absolutely.
For a little while. So,
absolutely.
This is a cool deal. Should be fun.
Should be a good one. Well, we got about 13 and a half minutes until kickoff here. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to have starting lineups. Trojans will take the field and kickoff here on Frank Jameson Field.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, studying animal science or learning about farm and ranch management. Maybe you belong here as part of Helms Hoops on the hardwood. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in Southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
Hi, do you offer insurance bundling?
Enter authentication code to start transaction.
Where would I get the code?
Please enter code.
Okay. Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Wrong.
Let's talk about bundling and see if there are other ways for you to save with a super check.
That sounds great.
Here, take a look.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Call Judd, Lori, Ginny, or Amber in Girard today.
Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, well, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead, seniors enjoy compassionate care in a community designed for comfort. Licensed professionals provide support with daily activities, dressing, bathing, and medication management. Residents enjoy home-cooked meals and the comfort of their own private apartment. Call 620-724-6760 to schedule your tour today. Homestead of Girard, senior living with compassion, comfort, and community.
At Fort Scott.
Welcome back to the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. Trojans down on the field in their huddle, get hyped up for what is going to be one of the best matches across the CNC. Heck, one of the best matches in history between these two storied rivals, Frontenac High School, Girard High School, one for the ages. I think it's a good time to take a look at the starting lineups of both teams here. These are the offensive starters for the Frontenac Raiders. The sheriff in town, number 1, Brogan Smith. He's a junior. Running back, number 6, Brock Weimers. Number 7, Jacob Murphy. He's a wideout tonight. Number 14, Caden Mirando. And number 24, Luke Sneed. Both of them juniors, both of them wideouts. Then we take a look down at the offensive line. You have number 57, Bryce Hill, a junior. You have number 58, Ethan Merrick, a junior. You have number 68, Maddox Allen, a senior. You have number 72, Wyatt Collins, a senior. And you have number 76, Landon Clemenson, who is a sophomore. And then rounding out the starting 11, you have a tight end in there, number 85, Gage James.
You know how height and weight is not a necessary statistic in football for a roster. Okay. Pretty useful, I would say. Am I doing these starting lineups?
Offensive starters, BJ, go ahead.
All right, first up,
Onyebenny.
Trent Onyebenny, 5'10", 149-pound junior. Be one of those wide receivers. Gannon Clark, he's had some big games this year already, 6'3", 205, that tight end, a senior, one of the leaders on this team. Junior Love, 6 foot 175, and a senior, certainly one of the catalysts. How well he plays here in this game will certainly play a factor in the outcome, along with the next gentleman in Corvin Bowen, a 5'8", 150-pound running back, just a junior, but man, he is a speeder. Under center, Ben Collins, 6'3", 195, the junior, and again, the decision-making that he has and reading things and making the right choice will be a factor in this one. Aiden Aschbacher, 5'11", 168, another one of those running back skill players on the wings. Gavin Huber on the come as well, 6 foot 154. And one of those wing running backs as a junior as well. And then up front for the Trojans, number 53, Owen Murphy, 5'10", 210-pound senior. Number 55, Blake Brokaw, one of those leaders up front as well, 5'11", 215, and a junior. Number 56, Nathan Pope, 5'8", 204, and a junior. Number 59, Liam Ledstrom, a 6'1", 192-pound junior. And then number 70, Caleb Humble, the senior along that front line, along with Murphy, 5'9", 245, and a senior. That lines out your offensive starters for the Trojans.
Caleb Humble, one of the names that's overlooked this season, always overlooked, kind of like the Zach Benzo of last year. He's been going both ways, playing nose guard on the defensive side, center on the offensive side. The toughest job in football, taking hits all game long. one of the unsung heroes of the game.
It's you can get into a little bit of a rhythm where it's the same difference a little bit. You just flip on and go. If you have to sit out for a whole drive, that's when it's actually tougher to go back out there and do it. If you're going to do it, let's just do it from the start and just kind of keeping that rhythm. But yeah, it takes some fitness. It takes some gumption and some grit. And if you can do that, then there's no better place to be than right there smack dab in the middle of it, knowing you got a factor. And like I've talked about against that run at that nose tackle spot, you get to kind of determine a little bit how successful that run can be, because if you can clog up that middle, then that makes them start to bounce things out. And with the speed of the Trojans, perhaps in that back end, they can run downhill, catch things on the edge. So bounce things outside, watch really the interior part of that offensive and defensive line. And if you see the Trojans start to win that battle, then things are going their way.
These starting lineups are brought to you by the Jagged Edge. Trojans will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at the Jagged Edge. Stylist Carla Sands will have you looking your best for your next big game. Make an appointment soon by calling 620-724-7500. It looks like they're about to do the national anthem here and the coin toss, so we'll take a quick break. Just over 5 minutes to go until kickoff here on Girard Sports Live.
How is it so fast?
With Crochan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
Selling equipment can be a hassle, whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire.
How is it so fast?
With Crochan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
Selling equipment can be a hassle, whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire. The time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at BigIronAuctions.com.
tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big
The
loss.
Trojan sack means $2 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $2 short stacks the following day. Dine in only. Restrictions apply. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. It's Chicken Annie's Girard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Girard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Girard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Girard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Girard.
I was raised in a small town, and there was a lot of people who took time to invest in me. And so when we decided to open up our offices, we want to make sure that we're pouring back into the community that's giving to us. We care. We want to be involved. We want to have a passion for what you have a passion for. We want to be able to give back. And that's the foundation. That's why we're more than just insurance.
Welcome back to Girard, Kansas. Kyle Sloan set to kick this one away. Aiden Ashbacher and Corbin Bowen back deep to receive for the Trojans. There's 12 minutes on the game clock, and the ball is kicked away, and we are underway here on a nice Friday night of Trojan football. Bowen cuts it upfield, a big cut, or immediately runs into a man and is brought down at about the 35-yard line.
That's a big tackle for Kane Meldy, because if he doesn't make that play, Bowen's got a choice to go left or right, and he could have taken it to the house on either direction. But that's a big play at the 35, but still a pretty good start for the Trojans.
That opening kickoff was brought to you by Farmers Bank. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped the growth and development of the communities we serve. Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Trojan offense the first to take the field here. Colin will fake the handoff. He's rolling out to the near side, and he will keep, and then is brought down by a host of Raiders after a gain of about 9.
Yeah, good decision right off the bat by Colin to hold on to that ball. They bid on the dive, and he was able to make some decisions, got ahead of steam. His big body and athleticism will give him a chance if he can get out there on the edge and a good 9-yard run on first down.
The Trojans won the coin toss, and they said it's home field against our arch rival. We want the football, so they chose to receive. The Raiders kicked it off to him, and now we see the Trojan offense with a second down and short, standing on about the 44-yard line. Love is brought down immediately at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
He did pick up the 1 because he was able just to get across the 45-yard line and get the first down. In fact, got just by the nose of the football, but move the chains. That's good enough.
So they will move those chains forwards. That makes it first down and 10 from the 45-yard line. Colin, of course, the signal caller for the Trojans tonight. He's been the man all season long. We saw some glimpses of his talent away at Riverton, and we saw him really explode last week against Baxter Springs. We're going to have a false start on the Trojans. Look like Huber on the far side maybe got a little antsy.
Yep, those are the mistakes I talked about in the keys of the game. You've got to minimize those, especially on an opening drive. And it kind of plays in the same thing I mentioned about, managing your energy, managing your enthusiasm, and be able to just not make those mistakes mentally.
So it'll be first down and 15 now for the Trojans. Moved back 5 yards after the penalty. Coming out in a familiar set, Onyebenny to the near side, Huber to the far. Ashbacher as the wing back. Colin will keep. And doesn't pitch it quick enough. Ball is out on the ground and then picked up by Ashbacher for a loss.
Yep, just a little too slow on making that decision to kick that ball out there. And likewise, that offensive line not able to hold on the play side. You cannot let penetration come through that play side. It really needs to be downhill and running towards the line of scrimmage, not bubbling back and then not making a quick enough decision to pitch that ball.
Second down and real long to go here, about 17 yards, standing on about the 38-yard line. Trojans backed up in a big way. Ashbacher goes in motion. He'll get the rocket toss. He's going to run over a man, but nothing doing. It's going to be a loss of a yard.
Yeah, Brady Sloan there to play that one, slow play and stretch it out. And after a good run on first down by Cullen, they've really been going backwards since that point and just kind of ran right into the defense.
The amount of times that these two teams have played each other, these two coaches have played each other now over the past few years. Both teams very acquainted with the other's offense. Pretty much know what's going to happen almost all the time. You can disguise some things, but you pretty much know what's coming, and it's going to be running the football. We'll see what the answer is on 3rd and 18 here from the 37-yard line. Cullen, bull rush, sacked down way back in the backfield. Wyatt Collins in to make that play.
I think they were looking to set up a screen, but it didn't get developed fast enough, and he was able to, Collins was able to get there just faster than the play could develop, and a disappointing start here after a good-looking play on first down, just nothing doing after that.
Yeah, now you're back behind where your drive even started. Started at the 35, and you're all the way back to the 27 now. Net loss of 8 yards on the whole entire drive. Not ideal, but Poland will be on to punt it away. 2 men back for the Raiders. Snap is no one was coming for Poland there. Maybe could have taken off with it. That ball going to get a friendly roll for the Trojans. All the way back to the 10, called 11-yard line.
Around a 60-yard punt. No return. That is a huge play. I don't think anybody can fully understand how important that play is and how rare a punt like that in a high school football game, especially after a muffed punt. And they will probably start to look to bring some pressure, I would suspect, in future punts. But his ability to be able to get that off and then get a heck of a Trojan roll and flip the field for real, and they needed to do that and see what the Trojan defense could do here.
He's had a couple of ones like that this season that just take the friendly roll. Looks like the I formation here. Brogan Smith goes under center. He will take the snap, and handoff is going to go off the right side to Luke Sneed, who's tackled down after a gain of 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, coming in off that far side, making the play for Girard. First guy to get there was Boston Malikas. And then a host of Trojans came and helped out with Corbin Bowen as well along with them. They're going to bring a few different guys at you from the backfield for Frontenac. And you just kind of got to keep them bottled up and keep them between the tackles, just like they did on first down.
1 receiver to the far side, 1 to the near. I formation again. Handoff goes to the fullback there, to Jacob Murphy, and he's met by the Trojans at the line of scrimmage.
Gannon Clark said no, sir, on the near side as he was holding that line. He set the edge, and a really nice tackle wrapped up and stopped momentum at the point of attack.
3rd down and long now. About 8 yards to go to the first down chains. Brogan Smith calls in the play. And he will go back under center. Jacob Murphy stands behind him as the fullback. And Luke Sneed as the tailback. Handoff will go to Sneed. He makes cut up field and runs into a man. I believe that's Leedstrom. And Leedstrom makes the tackle down after a short gain.
Yeah, I picked up about 3 on it, 4 on the play, but nice job by the Trojan defense to get strong at that first down play. Very important, but I go back to the punt. I mean, if nothing exciting happens from here on out, 1, that would be very disappointing. 2, that punt might be the play of the game so far. It certainly is the play of the game so far, but we don't want a punt to be our key of the game there.
Special teams are crucial to wins, BJ.
Yeah.
Crucial to wins.
So are touchdowns.
Weimer's set to kick this one off. It's a wobbly one.
Get away.
And we'll stick up at the Frontenac 45-yard line. So Trojans will start in plus territory.
No truer statement. Special teams, that look at the difference of those 2 plays where the Trojans and Poland able to get that. That's a weapon. That's a true tool to be used, and it's showing up right now. Now the offense needs to show up. We saw in that first down play, Colin really stretched that out. They bit on the dive. Okay, if they're biting on the dive, if they're playing me on the edge, then they play pretty well on the edge. So you got to pick and choose, and if you can hit the right play at the right time, it'll go big.
Right now, it's all about that offensive line, creating some ground for those backs to run. Hasn't been much room except for that 1 long run by Cullen. First down and 10 from the 45-yard line. Ashbacher comes in motion. Cullen steps back, Bullet screen over to Bowen. Bowen's got himself a block, and he'll make a cut up field. Goes down at the 35-yard line. They'll spot him there, and that should be a first down for the Trojans.
Yeah, Gannon Clark, he went to his helmet right after the play. Got to hold that block longer out on the edge as that wide receiver. I think he kind of given up on it a little bit, and if he holds that block, especially with a guy like Bowen out there on the edge, I mean, he can kind of make some people miss. You don't have to hold him very long, just enough for his speed to get by you. But a big play on first down again for the Trojans.
Bowen has been lightning in a bottle all season. Colin with the quarterback keeper. Colin with the success so far, but we have some laundry on the field. A flag near holding territory.
Yeah, that's going to be on the Trojan offensive line on that back side. I think we got a gift here tonight, too, officiating crew, Gary Davis, the white hat. Gary has ran the officiating crew for the Kansas Shrine Bowl for like 25, 30 years. I mean, he picks them, he goes out, he knows what officials should and shouldn't do, and he's a good one. He's also threatened to retire for like the last decade, but he's just too good at it and enjoys it too much, and so we're fortunate to have him working this game. We'll see. That's going to be a chop block, so that's a big one.
Yeah, and that happens on Girard quite a bit. The technique that the Trojan linemen use it's called a scoop block. So what you're designed to do is get underneath and block off with your back. Sometimes you get too low, you cut out the defender's legs, and that results in the chop
really,
block.
the key is on the chop block is the other person engaged. The key is you can cut them, you can get under somebody else can't have a hold of them up high as you're coming across. And so the two guys engaged, something you got to watch out for, and it's a big penalty.
You can see it here. First down and real long to go. Colin keeps, fakes the pitch, and is tackled down at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Ryan Ralph on the tackle.
Frontenac pretty good pursuing to the edge so far. It's been tough to kind of get to that edge. We've seen Colin get smacked down right at the line of scrimmage a couple of times already, and gonna have to figure something out to be able to get those speedsters around the edge. The passing play to get it into Bowen's hand was kind of that way.
Trojans, you got a couple key defenders that you're playing off of. Colin's reading one. If he drops down, he pitches it. If he drops out, he keeps it. Trojans not able to fool the Raiders there as they stay on their men. And you can see there, Ralph was able to scrape down off his defensive line and get that tackle. But now second down and a long ways to go. Colin with no time. That screen's set up well, but right through the breadbasket of Junior Love.
Yeah, Junior that time, the classic mistake of a receiver wanting to run before you catch the ball. You saw him turn his shoulders there, and it was about a half second too early, and that was going to be good. If he was able to peel out of there to his left and get to this left near sideline, there was going to be a little bit of room over here as well, but just not able to make the catch, and that's the most important part.
So now we got third down and forever. About 25 yards to go. Let's see if we have an explosive play in our back pocket. Colin, he'll take the snap and drop back. Actually, it's going to be a delayed handoff. Love breaks a tackle and then is brought down. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Leedstrom. He saw his chance and took it. Not often a big man gets the ball, but they'll call Love down by contact at about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, a little 8-yard draw play right up the gut. Not a bad play call in that long down to distance situation, but not going to be enough to get the first down. A pair of penalties in each of the first two offensive drives for the Trojans have stalled them out. The false start on the first drive, and then obviously that chop block, a big one here.
Yeah, and you can see it with the net distance gained on drives. Now, just 2 yards on this drive gained total. Zeb pulling once again back to punt it away. No one coming after him. If he looks a little closer, man, he might have a chance to get away with that one. Yeah, everyone get away from it.
He has got that English down.
Same exact spot as last time.
Yep.
With 3:37 on the clock here in the first quarter, that is where the Raiders will take over about the 11-yard line, and the Trojan defense takes the field.
Well, I mean, it was a pretty good defensive stop for the Trojans in that last drive, so I would expect the same here. You just cannot, like we talked about our keys to the game, is don't get popped over the top with one of those pass plays once you get sucked in there, but you've got to defend the run. That's got to be the number one stopping goal of this defense.
Smith back under center. He'll fake the handoff and try and go away with it. And he is brought down in the backfield.
There's a meet me at the quarterback sandwich. Gannon Clark, along with Aiden Ashbacher, just one got there a half second earlier, but that was a well-designed defensive play call by the Trojans and just not defended hardly at all by the Frontenac Raiders.
You going to count that as our sack, BJ?
Oh, that's definitely. I think that's a sack. I don't know how that play was going to go. I think it was a pass.
It looked like he was booting around, so that will be our short stack sack. Go to Eastside Cafe tomorrow morning, experience the best breakfast in all of Crawford County, and get your $2 short stacks. Once again, thank you to Gannon Clark on that one. Smith now, handoff straight up the middle. A man battling for position, but stopped with no gain.
Yeah, the Trojan defense fired up, getting all over this one, just not giving the Raiders any breathing room. And this is starting to turn into a bit of a defensive slugfest. And one of the punters become a factor in one of those for sure.
PUNT.
Ball approaching 5-yard line. Third down.
Third down and real long here for the Raiders. That's been the story of the game so far. 16 yards to go from the own 5-yard line. Smith steps back. He's looking deep. He's going to throw deep. He's got a man battling for the ball, and it's brought down. Brock Weimers. He will have the grab, beat over the top, just like you said, BJ.
And it was so well played. So well played by Ognabini in that play, and just made a really nice play on the ball. A little late maybe getting his head around there. Did not play the ball that well, but was certainly in position and tracked it all the way down. That was kind of a single receiver route that was only going that direction the whole time, but a big play to bail out the Raiders on that one.
And you could tell Smith had his eyes on one receiver that entire time. He just gives his man a chance to high point it, and he comes down with the ball. So now Raiders in
30-yard completion on that one.
In high fashion here from the 36-yard line. Toss play out to Sneed, and it's sealed. Aiden Ashbacher brings Sneed down immediately.
I'll tell you what, Aiden is flat on his horse and whipping it. He got there in a hurry. As soon as that ball was in Luke's hands, it was Dundee, and he got all he wanted at number 21.
Pushed back 6 yards, and the Raiders now with second down and 16 from their own 30-yard line.
Couple of negative plays here for the Raiders on this offensive drive has helped the Trojan defense, but that big pass play over the top.
Smith. He'll fake the handoff and keep. He's got speed around the outside. He is flying down that sideline and finally forced out of bounds by Lidstrom. A friendly spot will give them the first down, I believe.
If he doesn't carry the ball 15 times, 20 times a game, that's a problem because he can flat get around the edge. And that was well read. He pulled it up there. He was late to pull that ball. It was almost a give, but read it really nicely and a nice pickup on second down.
I mean, you're absolutely right. He flew down that sideline. What looked like was going to be about a 3 or 4 yard gain because of his wheels turned into a lot more.
16 yards.
And now they got first down and 10 from the 46-yard line. Handoff here. That one's going to go. It wasn't Sneed in the backfield that time.
No, that time for the Raiders was Kane Meldy on the carry, but well played by Junior Love coming downhill to get into that one. The Trojans able to stretch it out on that far side D line a little bit. They did get some penetration, but the nice play by Love to pull him down.
Love.
The Raiders do not have to call a play here as their play clock is just in front of the game clock, but it looks like they're going to go for it anyways. Smith in the shotgun now with second down and 8 to go. He'll hand off to Sneed up the middle, who is tackled down after a gain of 3 or 4.
Nope. That's going to be on the carry.
Oh, no, that's not Sneed. You're right. That's Peyton Armstrong.
Peyton Armstrong.
The 4s. They're forever. Well, that's the end of the first quarter. A defensive matchup here at Frank Jameson Field. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have second quarter action on Girard Sports Live.
Farmers Bank is a proud supporter of Girard schools. For generations, Farmers Bank has worked with local leaders, businesses, and residents to help shape the future of Southeast Kansas. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. As partners in business and friends in life, Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, preparing for a career in healthcare as part of Fort Scott Community College's nursing program. Or maybe you belong on stage as part of the Hounds band or theater department. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Welcome back to the action here. Second quarter, 12 minutes on the clock until halftime, but the Raiders are marching right now. Third down, a big one with about 4 yards to go. Smith steps back. He's looking for the swing pass, and it's just over the outreached arms of Meldy.
Bigger play than maybe people would recognize for Oshbacher to jump up in that passing lane a little bit. He knew he wasn't going to get home. Even if it doesn't make a big difference, it does, make him throw that ball a little bit higher than maybe wanted to and just out of the reach. Now, with that said, if he makes that catch, I'm not sure there's a lot of support out there on the edge, and that could have been a big hitter, but a big stop again for the Trojan defense. Somebody's offense is going to have to step up here at some point in this first half.
And, I'll give credit to Ashbacher on that play. He's the one who was blitzing off that side. He got up in the air and forced Smith to throw that a little bit higher. So 4th down and 4. Everybody stay home. You got Bowen back deep, the dangerous one. Weimers to kick this one, and he will send it off. End-over-end kick, and it will. Business decision there by Corbin Bowen. Decides to leave it, and Trojans will take over on their own 12-yard line.
He wanted to pick that one up. If it would have taken a little bit, kind of a wonky bounce, and bounced away from him. If it had bounced to him, he was going to pick that one up and do something with it. But now the Trojans find themselves buried near their own goal line.
Cannot go backwards here.
Get into your bag of tricks a little bit and try to get some breathing room.
Well, it looks like we're going to have Poland in as the back. So Junior Love taking himself a little break on the sideline. And Poland will get the carry up the middle. Pushed forward at the end and will fall down after a gain of 4.
Big hard run by Poland. Earned that one a little bit and did a lot of it on his own. He was hit pretty much at the line of scrimmage, but still able to fight forward for 5 yards. Big run.
And he has been just a tough kid this season. He
saw that kid this summer, and I was like, what in the world?
Yeah.
I mean, he is built the way you're supposed to be. I don't think I ever came close to that.
He's putting in the work, that's for sure.
3-5.
Definitely got a man off sides there. I believe that was Wyatt Collins. 3-5 will give the Trojans the first down. Or we'll be close to it.
Yeah, we talked about in the pregame, and I talked to some guys on the way down here today that, these are two evenly matched teams, and we're seeing that in real time.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's about as even right now as you can get.
I mean, maybe not as dominant or as explosive as those 2022 teams that faced off here, but this is going to go down to the wire. Handoff to Bowen. My goodness, he turns the corner, and looks like we're going to have a block in the back, though, on Onya Benny.
That's a tough break. That was just enough speed by Bowen to be able to catch that edge. It's a close one, and put on the jet fuel to get around the edge. But this is going to come back, and we're going to be able to mark it down 3 straight drives with penalties that likely are factors in the outcome of it.
That's always a tough one, trying to block on the outside.
Yeah, and he kind of probably needed to make that block in order for that play to happen.
Yeah.
So it's
cause and effect.
As an offensive lineman, I don't like to give credit when those holding penalties are called, but sometimes they're legit, occasionally.
Only occasionally.
Only occasionally.
Well, first down and 20 here. Similar story. A lot of trickery going on that play, but then Colin is just brought down in the backfield.
Yeah, hit hard and almost immediately on that play by Eli Maples. Big senior, right over the ball.
I believe they're pushed back, or I guess they'll call it on a line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of 1. Friendly spot either way. And it's going to be second down and long to go.
I may not need a calculator for the adding up of yardage in this one.
You need a subtraction option.
I might need just an abacus to be able to total it up.
Yeah, that one's going to be brought down. Line of scrimmage again. Luke Snead on the tackle.
Snead was a starting inside linebacker last year for him. Started the preseason and went through all of camp as an outside linebacker and just recently made a move down to DN. And he's a heck of an athlete.
I mean, you see him. He's taken most of the handoffs here so far for Frontenac and then also doing double time playing the defensive line. Not an easy job. Colin drops back. Looking for a man.
He's open.
He's got him. Ognabeni over the middle, just over the arms. Brogan Smith in coverage.
I tell you what, coaches see that next time. Maybe shorten that route just a hair. I mean, there was no coverage for a second. If we're able to put that a little bit quicker onto him instead of over the top to him, he could have caught that about 12 yards into it, 30 yards into it. They were able to come over and make that coverage. And so there's a little bit of a gap there in that intermediate space to maybe look at by the coaches at halftime.
And you also had that wheel on the outside, too. That's an option to open up if that safety cheats over. But now Poland from the end zone. Ooh, barely got that one away. And this one is a flyer and is caught with a fair catch by Mirando at the 49-yard line.
That's still a 42-yard punt, no return. And where you're about kicking that from your own end zone, that's important to get it into the other half of the field. But the defense, again, going to be called on. And every drive ending with a punt so far.
Every drive having a crucial penalty.
Yep.
Brogan Smith and the Raiders will take over from their own 49-yard line. Shout out to Poland. He did end up flipping fields there, but maybe Mirando's catching on as well. Better to catch that ball than give it a friendly Girard bounce. Back in the I form for Smith. He will hand off up the middle. Jacob Murphy plows ahead for a gain of about 4.
Yeah, trap right this near side coming this way, and Trojans played it pretty well. And near side DN for Girard has to really hold that line. And that's Owen Murphy, and he's going to be a factor. Those tackles, that's a lot of responsibility. You've got to be able to read it and stay in the hole if a hole all of a sudden opens up. And if that guy goes away from you, just go right with him. That's where the ball's headed, and you can go make a play.
Smith back under center. He will fake the handoffs. He's looking over the middle. He's got a man wide open. That's Jacob Murphy. He's got no one around. Leadstrom trying to catch him, but will not. And that's going to be a touchdown for the Raiders.
47-yarder, and it was wide open. And that's that sellout on the run. Seam route right up Broadway, and too easy, but a penalty flag. That's in the end zone. That may be after the fact.
That's going to be excessive celebration of some sort. You mentioned it. You called it in the keys to the game. Don't get beat over the top on the fake trap play. And it happened right there.
Well,
jinxed it.
No, it's not a jinx. If you've ever, I prepared 4 times for the Frontenac Raiders, coached by Leon Miller. I also broadcasted for 15 years with half of those preparing for Leon Miller as the Frontenac Raiders coach, another half as him preparing for him being the coach of the Girard Trojans. So if there's a coach, perhaps I've seen them play and prepared to watch them play enough, it's Leon Miller. And so you know how that's going to go. The trap is key, but you cannot get beat over the top. And the big plays sometimes are what makes the difference in these Girard Frontenac games. And we've seen one now.
The lid is open on the scoreboard now. The kick is up. And it will be good as well. Trojans fall behind by 7 with 8:28 to go in the second quarter.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, preparing for a career in healthcare as part of Fort Scott Community College's nursing program. Or maybe you belong on stage as part of the Hounds band or theater department. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Welcome back. Because of the excessive celebration penalty, the Raiders are going to be forced to kick off from their own 25-yard line. Well, we'll see what kind of leg Kyle Sloan has. But with 8:28 to go here in the second quarter, still got plenty of time, but you'd like to see a drive not stall out due to a penalty.
Yeah, and the penalty on the touchdown may help certainly will help with field position a little bit, especially if Bowen can maybe get a return. Running a little shenanigans. Love just went back in the middle of the field on that. Benny.
Oh, he makes a man miss, and he slips up the seam and is tripped down and brought down at the 43-yard line. He was one step away from breaking that one big.
Yeah, and that was Kane Meldy, just enough of him from behind to dive out and make that play.
And he said, "Let there be light," BJ. How does that help you?
Yeah, you're going to find out. These old eyes start to wane just a little bit. Also, my headphones are cranked up about 3 notches ahead of yours just so I can hear everything. So, life of a broadcaster.
How much crowd cheering does it take to deafen the ears? From the 43-yard line, the Trojans take over. This is a prime opportunity. Colin will run into the Raider defensive line immediately.
Yep, gonna have to get out there and get some kind of a body and slow the momentum of Ethan Merrick. He was right there on that far side DN spot and came down in a hurry.
Pretty much free as well.
And if he's crashing that hard and he's that DN too, there's an opportunity to pull that and catch that edge, but we just haven't been able to do that yet.
Makes it 2nd down and 9. The design quarterback keeper goes for 1. Now with 2 receivers to the far side and 1 at the near. Colin will drop back looking for a man, and he is hounded immediately. There's Ethan Merrick once again, the initial contact, and then Wyatt Collins to bring him down officially.
Yeah, we're getting whooped a little bit up front right now, or the Trojan offensive line just on their heels. And there's a head of steam in black and white right now coming down on top of them. Negative plays, penalties have been an issue in the opening half of this one for Girard, for sure.
When you start on the 43-yard line and in just 2 plays, you're backed up to your own 48. You got to change something offensively. And now with 3rd down and forever, looks like they're setting a little slip screen to Bowen. Bowen with a burst of speed up the middle is brought down, but makes it more manageable for this 4th down opportunity should you go for it.
Able to get back about a yard beyond where the line of scrimmage, 2 yards beyond where it was a minute ago with just about a 13, 14-yard screen pass, but just bounced outside one way or the other. He was following his blockers was what you want to do there, but it started to get a little porous at that second level. And if he was able to just kind of get on either hash, he might have had a chance to really house one. But a big 4th down opportunity here.
4th down and 8. Colin drops back. Pressure comes. He gets it off, and it's going to be picked off. No one near. Mirando on the return is brought down at the original line of scrimmage, but that's where the Raiders will take over. Turnover either way.
Yeah, somebody got a hold of Colin's arm just as he was letting it go, and it was going to be precarious regardless. If he could have stepped into that one, perhaps there was enough separation on that, but the underthrown ball made it pretty easy to be intercepted by Mirando, and now it's a first turnover of the game going to go against the Trojans.
The good news on that is the return doesn't go anywhere, so it's as if that ball landed incomplete. That's what you got to be telling yourself on the sideline now. Shake it off, have a little amnesia, move on.
Those feel very different.
They do.
Neither one feels good. Turnover on downs or a turnover.
Especially with such good starting field position. Smith, hands off to Snead. Jab steps and then is hit hard by Brokob. Ashbacher slow to get up and hobbling off the field here.
Could be cramps the way he's kind of rushing over here to get to the sidelines. We're hoping it may just be cramping up a little bit.
Reaching for that calf immediately. That's what you hope. 2nd down and 8 here for the Raiders. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout before the play can be called. Coach Philpott, the one to call it. we'll take it with them. You're watching Trojan football here on Girard Sports Live.
I was raised in a small town, and there was a lot of people who took time to invest in me. And so when we decided to open up our offices, we want to make sure that we're pouring back into the community that's giving to us. We care. We want to be involved. We want to have a passion for what you have a passion for. We want to be able to give back. And that's the foundation. That's why we're more than just insurance.
Welcome back. 7-0 our score, but Frontenac is back on the field and marching with their offense. 5:33 on the clock. Ball on the 43-yard line of the Raiders. Costly turnover for the Trojans, starting in good field position. It was a turnover on downs, more like it, but interception thrown by Colin there. Now the Raiders have a chance to extend their lead.
Probably not cramps for Ashbacher. They're peeling the shoe off and going to look at his lower leg, so that's not good for the Trojans. They're going to have to come back in this ball game.
Handoff faked, and Brogan Smith going to get the outside, and those legs are churning, and he will run over Onya Benny at the end of that.
Cardinal sin on the near sideline by Adam Basari as he got sucked in there on this near side DN spot and did not hold the edge, and that's how he was able to catch the edge and make the big play.
I think something that's understated here is how smooth Smith is with the football in the backfield. He's playing those fakes well. He's faking me quite a bit at a time.
About a 15-yard pickup.
And now he goes back under center. He will hand it off up the middle to Meldy, who pushes forward for a nice gain after being met at about a yard past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, pretty good hard run by Meldy, and Blake Brokaw raking at the ball, trying to rip it out there at the end, and maybe allowed him to get a couple extra yards of it.
Second down, 6 yards to go.
Got to step in here if you're the Trojan defense.
Straight ahead they go. And a nice stone wall stand for the Trojans as Armstrong gets a gain of about 2.
Tell you what, that was a battle of the squat rack right there between those two guys. Who's been in there doing it, and they kind of met and stalemate. I'd say draw a little bit, but to have a head of steam from Armstrong. I watched his dad break the bench press record at Pittsburgh State. It's probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen in person. So, there's some strength. I don't know if Matt ever broke the bench press record, but Matt was pretty strong too. So,
third down and short, they go to Meldy, and it looks like they'll give him enough, and he'll have a first down.
Yep, needed 3, got 4.
Meldy with the carry.
Well, it's just kind of marching it. That defensive line, we talk about that battle in the trenches, and it's right now in favor, both offensively and defensively, in favor of the Raiders, and that does not spell positivity for the Trojans, but you can always win that back over. You're just going to have to get a little tough right here.
Meldy, undercut immediately by Brokaw, gain of 2 on the play.
Blake really playing well. They're going to need it from him, and he's been where he's needed to be from that inside linebacker spot, flying around, and if he can get to you, he's going to make you know that he's there for sure.
He's been that big hitter for the defense and really in charge for the last 2 years.
And he's just a junior.
Something to note about that Frontenac squad, though, is they only got about 3 seniors on their side, too. Both teams pretty dang young. Smith, he'll hand off up the middle, and it's a good. It's out on the ground. Onya Benny comes up with it. There's a pig in the grass, but they're going to call him down on the play.
Oh, boy, I don't know about that. Oh, boy. That's rough. I'm going to have to go back and watch that one.
Man, oh, man.
In real time, that felt like a fumble, but
unfortunately, we don't have the review team. No New York for us here. First down and 10 now. Raiders catch a break, and they'll be on their own on the Trojan 21-yard line. Fakes the handoff one way, Meldy gets it the other. He's speeding out to the outside, and once again a big hit from Brocobb, but a good job by Meldy to fall forward for a few extra.
Yeah, on first down, almost inside the red zone to pick up 10 yards, 9 yards. That's just straight dive on the near side and big old hole over here. You can't rely on Blake to make all those plays at that second level. If he's making the plays, then it's going to be 3 to 4 yards at least, and that's all you really need.
Second down and 1.
9th play of this drive.
A nice matriculating drive here for the Raiders. Meldy gets it once again, trying to bounce back inside. He will have enough, though. It'll be a first down and goal to go scenario.
Brought down by Murphy.
They're making them earn it, but it's just, this is pretty brutal here to close out the first half. They gave up the big play and a quick hitter to get the touchdown and get the lead, and now right back after another punt by the Trojans, and just brutal here down the stretch. But you got to step it up. They've got 2 timeouts, I believe, still does Frontenac.
And they're going to give it once again over that left side, and a good job to drag him out of the end zone. Peyton Armstrong was near pay dirt.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to go in. Somebody got strong right there at the line of scrimmage, and now the Raiders are going to take that timeout, try to stop the clock and save some time here down the stretch.
Yeah, take a look back at that play, that fumble. Oh, it was close. It was a close one. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back on Girard Sports Live.
How is it so fast?
With Crochan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
Both teams retaking the field here, and once again, we'll take a look at that play of the fumble. Armstrong, that's close. That is awfully close, but either way, doesn't matter now, as the Raiders are knocking on the door with a second down and 2. 1:16 to go here in the second quarter. A score here would put them well in range. Smith, he's just going to power forward, carried in by his man, and that'll put the Raiders up by 13.
12-play drive.
That's smash mouth football right there.
11 plays and a touchdown there on that one for 2 yards. Yep, that was tough. That's a tough one for the defense. They just never really got their feet into the ground and were kind of going backwards the whole time. The other thing was, as I look across my board, no penalties to stall out that drive by the Raiders as well, so playing clean.
Spot is good. Sloan's kick is up and right through the uprights to put the Raiders up 14-0. 1:12 to go in the second quarter. Trojans need to score when we come back. Welcome back. The Raiders, after the interception, have an 11-play, 59-yard drive that's topped off by a 2-yard touchdown run by Brogan Smith.
Almost 5 minutes off the clock as well.
Man, oh man, they did it just about right. You left the Trojans 1:12, and we know with the dangerous speed that they have in their skill positions, anything can happen. But still, Sloan will be set to kick it off. You got Onya Benny and Bowen back deep to receive. Sloan will boot this one away. I was almost offsides back here.
Not almost. He definitely was.
Vasari slips down after fielding that one and will start the drive on the Trojan 36-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go into down by 2 touchdowns here at halftime. You've got a chance, like you said. I believe it's actually the Trojans with 2 timeouts, both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. But you've got to be able to do something here with it. If you got, a reverse or a halfback pass or something like that in your repertoire, now might be a time to brush it off.
Got to say, in all the years I played at Girard, I'm not sure if we ever ran a trick play. But I'm sure there's something in Philpott's playbook. I don't know. I just always remember running the football. Colin steps back. He's looking deep. He's got a man over the middle. It's Clark. He brings it in and he breaks a tackle and pushes forward to the 50-yard line. That'll be first down territory.
Good play. Quick hitter. Back to the ball real quick.
They're going quick now. Colin calls in the play. He'll take the snap. Fakes the ball. Oh, ball's on the ground, and that's going to be recovered by the Raiders.
You want to be in a hurry, but don't rush.
Yeah.
And that's what that felt like right there. We were in a hurry, and you can be in a hurry up to the line of scrimmage. You can be in a hurry, and when you say set, that's when you need to be ready to be at whatever speed you normally operate at that speed. You're not going to save a lot of time in that last second before the play, and that looked like that was a little rush by the center, a little rush by the quarterback with his hands, and just a mental error there. Now you cannot afford to give up a touchdown at this point. The momentum is 100% in favor of the Raiders between the big play and the long, sustained drive. A big play here would really make it tough down inside the basement here in a little bit.
And don't forget, BJ, Raiders get ball in the second half. Smith steps back, trying to show off that arm talent, delivers a bullet over to the far side, and will be tackled down immediately. Raiders with 2 timeouts to work with, as you mentioned. Looks like they're in no hurry here, though.
They also don't want to make a big mistake and give the ball up. So if they can just run this clock out and feel pretty good about it. Looks like that's what they're planning to do here. Maybe take a couple more shots. We'll see if they call a timeout after this play. They should.
I mean, you got the chance to go up and how your offense is humming. I wouldn't blame you. They fake the handoff. Smith going to throw over to the near side and then broke up there once again. And we are going to have the timeout. Timeout is taken by the Raiders. I think it's a good time to stay right here and let you know that this break in the action is brought to you by... Actually, BJ, I just pulled this one up for you. How about that? How about that? There's that little live read for you. Breaking the action brought to you by Southeast Kansas Player Health Alliance and Live Well Crawford County, reminding you to know your limits when gambling and know when the game is playing you. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-426-2537 for free assistance.
Just to be clear, you pointed that out to me because I'm the person who wanted you to read it, not because you think I need to call 1-800-GAMBLER.
No.
But it's okay if you do. I'm just saying that wasn't intended for me, right?
Oh, you know.
I only gamble with my life.
Either way, 11 seconds here to go. Raiders, quite the distance away, but the way Sloan's been kicking the ball, I'd wager to see if they might try it. I mean, not from this distance, obviously. Love coming quick, and Love is going to have the sack on Smith.
It's a good, nice way to end it defensively. Give yourself something excited to be excited about going into the locker room, but there's still some work to be done for the Trojans, mainly offensively. You know, they did put the 2 touchdowns on, but you got to get to work and figure some way to score in the second half, especially find yourself down by 2 scores. So not ideal, a few self-inflicted wounds, but there's still some hope, and you got to figure it out here at the break.
Going into halftime, score is 14 Raiders, Trojans 0. We're going to come back for the GN Bank halftime show. We'll have stats and a look back at that first half and so much more, all here on Girard Sports Live.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead, seniors enjoy compassionate care in a community designed for comfort. Licensed professionals provide support with daily activities, dressing, bathing, and medication management. Residents enjoy home-cooked meals and the comfort of their own private apartment. Call 620-724-6760 to schedule your tour today. Homestead of Girard, senior living with compassion, comfort, and community.
Siebert back to pass. Lehman diving for the end zone, and they get the listing. Lehman passes off to Siebert on the far wing. Siebert the lob, and Lehman with the alley-oop dunk to close the deal. Lehman a hard hit ball to left field. Siebert is at the wall, and they close another one. Lehman Realty with another big-time win. Lehman Realty, proud to support the Girard Trojans.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
I haven't heard about it.
Welcome back to the halftime show. Brought to you by GN Bank. They've been providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to GN Bank. Learn more at gn-bank.com. Well, BJ, we take a look back at that first half, and really, it was the Raider offensive and defensive line that imposed their will on the Trojans. I mean, they had the break. They had the lucky break over the top where they got it to Murphy and they were able to, score on that big play. But then that second drive, that was just smash mouth football, run after run after run. And they were able to go down and score off of that. And Trojans on the offensive side, it's kind of been the story of the season, offensive production at a minimum.
Yeah, this game was really held pretty much at a stalemate early on. I mean, it was punt, and then that touchdown you mentioned, the one play over the top that the punts were caused because the Trojan defense was stiff. They weren't being able to really run the ball too effectively. The Raiders were getting 1 or 2 yards a play. But the one thing that would be the difference as I'm looking at these drive charts is penalties and the untimely penalties of the Trojans. On their opening drive, they had a false start. On the second drive, a 15-yard chop block penalty. On the third drive, a holding penalty that stalled out on a really nice play, or a block in the back penalty on the next one, and then an interception. And so it's just been those mistakes. And we talked about our keys of the game. If you play these two teams straight up, I think they're probably pretty evenly matched. The team that's going to win is the one that minimizes mistakes, and that's exactly what we're seeing on the scoreboard here at halftime.
I mean, you couldn't have said it better. I mean, besides that one lucky break over the top, these two teams have been even. And then that broke the lid open, so to speak. I mean, after that, it took kind of the lid or the jar or whatever was enclosing this Raider offense. After that, they just found their mark and were able to start pushing down the field.
Yeah, if I'm in the locker room right now, I'm going to spend about 2 minutes on that pass. Like, hey, here's what we're looking for. Make sure when you see this guy do this, stay with him.
Absolutely.
and then I'm spending the rest of the time on that drive that went down the field, because that's more catastrophic in my mind than the big top over the play. You can figure out that one guy just wasn't in the right place, or you got sucked up on the run play, but the drive of 12 plays, 4 yards at a time, that has to be fixed, because if it's not, the Raiders are going to start this game the second half with the ball. If they put one of those together, you're down to about 2 to 3 possessions tops if you're the Trojans, and you've got to score every time at that point. So this first drive is going to be crucial for Girard to come out, reestablish themselves as a run defense to stop that run, and then again, just don't get sucked up too hard, or make sure you've got that safety valve in the back. You mentioned when we're off the air, Corbin Bowen, if he's 15 yards off the ball and stays there, he's going to limit that big play. He would have probably caught Murphy over the top as well with the speed. And so some things I'm sure they're talking about in the locker room right now.
That Eye on the Game is brought to you by Canar Eye Care. As we take that look back at the first half, Canar Eye Care is there to make sure you can see what you're looking at. Canar Eye Care, with locations in Pittsburgh and Girard, is here to help their valued customers. Learn more at CanarEyeCare.com. BJ and I here are going to go silent while the band finishes off their performance. And then we'll go to break here on the halftime show.
Call service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, outstanding in their field. Calls carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Calls continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
Thanks to your support, Canar Eye Care has expanded. With double the space, they offer more exam rooms, larger optical selection, and extended hours to fit your schedule. And with the latest technology, they can quickly diagnose any eye-related issues. All patients are welcome at Canar Eye Care, the clear choice for your family's vision.
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your field and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. And now Matt's care for farmers goes beyond seed as an agent for the new 4-state farm and ranch. From the best inputs available to the protection you need, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy at Murphy Seed.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village. People caring about people in the loving spirit of Christ. Spacious apartments made to feel like home and a loving, caring, experienced staff. That's the Prairie Mission difference. A continuing retirement community, promoting person-centered care with an on-site clinic from Labette Health, and offering independent living apartments, assisted living, and long-term care, all with the respect and care our loved ones deserve. Prairie Mission Retirement Village, St. Paul, 620-449-2400.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Welcome back to the GM Bank halftime show. Team's not yet on the field, but they're about to retake it so they can warm up. Well, BJ, I've seen you out here with your calculator. You're calculating mind over here, I should say, as you're doing a good job yourself.
Not good, but it's something.
You want to give us your bare bones stat? I mean,
I will tell you this. Here's the stat that I would say. I mean, well, I'm going to figure this up for you. I'm going to get it to you at some point. But I was totaling up offensive people who touched the ball, and Girard's about 4. You know, Poland had to come. Junior Love had some runs. Bowen had 2 pass catches for a total of 24 yards. So certainly that's a place, if I was at the locker room right now, I'd be thinking about trying a way to get Corbin Bowen kind of more involved in it. But the Raiders have had 7 different rushers, all with positive yardage, and then multiple different pass catchers as well, with the biggest one being that 47-yard touchdown catch by Murphy in this one. And so you look at the stats. Stats don't usually lie, and the scoreboard reflects it as well, that the more consistent offense has been the Raiders. They've been able to move the ball and do kind of what they wanted to do. And then the Trojans have kind of been 1 foot forward, 1 step back, and you just got to clean up some of those mistakes. But I tell you right now, it's right there. I mentioned it earlier that these two teams are pretty evenly matched, and if all things stay the same, we could do that. Can the Trojans put up 14 unanswered in the second half? You bet they can. They're a big play away from it as well. They're one long drive, 45, 60, 50-yard drive of 9 plays to put it into the end zone as well, and they're fully capable of it. We'll see who made the adjustments at halftime that'll make the difference in this one. But ultimately, right now, the Trojans are behind the 8 ball, and it's going to be those adjustments that'll make the difference.
Absolutely. As you see the Raiders back out there stretching, taking the field, those halftime stats are kind of the bare bones ones. More the look at what the Trojans need to do altogether is brought to you by B&B Excavating. The numbers don't lie. Dirt is heavy. So trust the guys at B&B Excavating to move what needs moving. Specializing in septic systems, waterline install and repair, driveways, rock hauling and leveling. B&B Excavating. Call 620-724-2735. You know, you mentioned that big throw over the top. Also, don't forget about that deep pass. I don't believe that drive ended up amounting to anything, but that deep pass to Weimers over that far side, that saved that 3rd down. And really, I mean, that play was kind of the catalyst to keep the offense going for the Raiders.
Yep, they've been able to, be effective enough in the passing game to keep some drives alive and then make the big play when they needed to as well. And so, it's good old-fashioned football. You've got to be able to stop the run, and you better be ready to defend the pass as well. And that's what the Trojans will have to work out here. Now, I mentioned earlier, one of the keys of the game was managing your emotions early on in the game. Now the challenge is making sure you are dialed in going into the second half. And if you can get to the same level you were to start the game, you'll have a chance. If you come out flat in the second half because you're down by 2 scores and that locker room wasn't as effective as it needed to be, it could get out of hand on you. And that would be disappointing because that's not the case. I'll just eyeball test here. These are 2 pretty similar teams. And so if it ended up lopsided one way or the other, I would be surprised. But the Trojans are going to have to defend against that right here on this drive.
Yeah, and if there's one thing that Coach Philpott does best, it is those second half adjustments. We'll see if he earns his keep this week. But as the boys take the field, it's time for our community connection, brought to you by the Girard Area Chamber of Commerce. Mark your calendars for Homecoming and Fall Festival 2025. That's on October 17th and October 18th. A full weekend of fun and fellowship right here in our hometown. Girard Events, celebrating community. For more information, go to girardchamber.com. As they're warming up, we'll take another quick break, and we'll be back for second half on Girard Sports Live.
Every day, people are discovering that bigger isn't better. Better better is better. Big box stores continue to disappoint. You have spoken, and we have been listening. You want a great selection with dependable service at a competitive price. We understand, and that's what we bring to you every day. We know that we have to work hard to earn your business, and we will. Bigger isn't better. Better is better at Heidrick's, Fort Scott, and Girard.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net. Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com.
Second half is just 35 seconds away. And man, oh man, do we have an uphill climb. 14 points the Girards have to go, and the Frontenac Raiders are going to get that ball to start the second half. The good news is, though, is you can go out and set the tone with a defensive stop, turn it around, get an offensive score, and you're right back in this game. It's not out of reach.
No, that's crucial here is to get the stop. That's number one thing. That's all your mentality is coming out of the locker room is that opening drive, make that stop. The rest will come. You practiced all week to get ready to run your offense, but this drive is crucial to get in here. And boy, if you could force a turnover or force a big play or just keep them where they're at down deep inside their own territory and have good field position offensively to give yourself a chance to climb back into this one, all those things are a factor.
This second half kickoff by Zeb Poland going to be brought to you by Farmers Bank. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Like I mentioned, as we wrap up the GN Bank halftime show, Poland set to kick this one away. And football has started once again here in Girard, Kansas. It's fielded about the 13-14 yard line, and a good return here by Weimers. He's going to take it all the way up to the 37, and that's where he will be dragged down. A nice return there of about 24 yards.
Yep, up to the 37, and this is kind of in the middle as far as field position is concerned. And again, we talked a lot about it during the halftime show, but the Trojans were right there defensively. Really just that one long drive where they weren't able to get a stop and then the big play, but they were holding the line. They were playing the trap pretty well. They kind of kept things between the tackles in check. It's when they were able to get to the edge, and then whenever they were able to get those passes to kind of keep drives alive.
We'll see what the Raiders have up their sleeve. I wouldn't go away from the run here after it worked so well on your last scoring drive. Smith goes back under center starting on the 37-yard line. He'll hand off to Sneed, who makes a cut inside. He's going to go down at about the 45-44, called a gain of 7.
Quick hitter right up the middle for Sneed and able to get a little bit of a head of steam, probably the best head of steam we've seen him get so far between the tackles.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned how many different ball carriers the Raiders have had and how many different guys they've had touch the ball in general. I mean, plenty of rest for everyone out on that field. And it's showing so far that the Raiders are still able to do what they do. Sneed, though, getting one of his better gains of the night. Smith back under center. He will hand off immediately up the middle. That's a big burst of speed. And he's going to flip fields From the 45 to the 45, a gain of about 15 yards.
Yep, trying at 15 as he falls just short of the 40 and raking at it, trying to rip it out there late, but that fullback dive off of that trap. You just ran, Luke, kind of right off tackle, and then right up over the top of the center is essentially where that goes with that fullback. And if you got them split, or if that center is able to get the push, and some of their strength is that center right there on top of the ball, so they'll run right over his hip, a big play.
And that was Rylan Ralph on the carry as Murphy had went out for a snap. And Murphy, ball is on the floor, but it's going to be picked up by Murphy, who was the intended back anyways, and he will end up following forward for still a gain of 3.
Fortunate bounce of the football right there, but the kind of mistake we're hoping that they can make.
Call it a gain of 2, actually.
Yep, minimal gain. Trojans have been raking at that ball. See if it causes one of those big mistakes. So far, the Raiders haven't had one. They've had a couple of close calls, though.
Ralph back on the field as the fullback. Smith back under center. And Ralph will get the carry. A little trap play to the backside. He throws a stiff arm and dragged down, but not after a big gain. Will be spotted at the 27, it looks like.
He had 3 yards.
Excuse me, that's the 18.
In the first half. And so far, big time carries. I missed where that one was marked, but 20 plus for sure.
Yeah, it ended up being a gain of 23 on the play.
Not ideal for the Trojans. You're right about the Raiders feeling fresh and coming downhill right now at Girard. Got to stiffen.
This one will go to Sneed. And here he goes up the middle with a burst of speed. All the way down to about the 4-yard line for a gain of 14.
They're getting it in chunks. We did not see this either in the first half, really. I mean, you look back at that 12-play drive, they had one run of 15 yards, nothing else really over 10. And now on this drive, they've had 3 plays of their 5 have been over 10 yards, including a 23-er.
One team right now clearly has won the second half battle so far with 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Sneed in the backfield, Ralph in front of him. Ralph will get the carry, and he's pushing forward, and all those hands go up, and he'll have a 4-yard touchdown run.
Well, he earned it.
Absolutely, he did. That was a tough run. Back across the grain.
33 yards of rushing for Ralph on that drive alone.
And if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe he really touched the ball in the first half.
He had one rush as far as I saw when I was going back to look at that. I could have missed him a couple times, but maybe 2. But yeah, wasn't really seen in that first half and has more than been seen here in the second.
Sloan's kick is up and good. And the Raiders will take a 21-0 lead as we show you this replay brought to you by Challenger Construction. The handoff to Ralph, and he just cuts it back over the middle. Raiders come out and score early. We'll take a quick break. Trojans needing an answer.
Took 3 minutes off the clock.
Welcome back. 3-minute drive there for the Raiders as that one goes 6 plays, 63 yards, and is topped off by a Ryan Ralph touchdown, his first of the game. And the Raiders finish it off going up 21-0. Sloan set to kick this one off. The dangerous one, Bowen back deep, as well as Onyebeni. And then Love goes back to receive as well. This one's going to be kicked right at Bowen, though, and he gets it with a head of steam. He makes his break to the outside, but a nice open field tackle made by Wyatt Collins. He's been all over the field.
Oh, yeah, that's a good athlete in Collins. Long and big, and to make an open field tackle like that wearing 72 on your chest, take my hat off to that young man.
Yeah, I mean, and you've seen it. Whenever he's bull rushing the quarterback, he gets back there quick. Quite the athletes on this defensive line side. Trojans will take over, though. They're standing on their own 30-yard line. Handoff going to be faked. Colin will pitch out to Huber. He's going to make a break to the outside. He does get the edge, and he will run into a defender. Gain of 7 on the play after he's finally forced out of bounds. Called a gain of 8.
Yeah, nice little play to the edge. Trojans haven't had a tremendous amount of success between the tackles. I mentioned, I can't remember if that was during the halftime show or just in the commercial break, but try to get to the edge, try to get your speed, out there on the edge and make these guys chase you. You mentioned the toughness of that defensive line. They're undersized, but they figured out leverage. Trojans aren't getting much of a push there between the tackles, and so may need to find an edge with your speed.
And I think really last year was maybe the only year the Trojans weren't undersized on the offensive line, as Colin keeps and is taken down in the backfield once again. I believe that one's going to be Luke Sneed on the tackle. Quite an athlete there for the Raiders.
0 for 2 on decisions there for Colin. He had two guys to fake it to or give it to, and chose not to give to either, and probably should have given to one or the other because they kind of zeroed in on him and read that pretty well.
Once again, back in the pistol. Collins, a little antsy on that defensive line. Nothing called, though. Didn't enter the neutral zone. So now the real play call will come in, and Colin, he will take the snap, hand off up the middle to Love, who will drive forward for about 3, but it's just going to be short of the line to gain.
I mean, this is a tough one. At this situation, you got to risk it a little bit, Coach. If you're wanting to get back in this game, you need to show your kids that you can get those 2 yards, and if you can't, this is where this one's going to go tonight. But pick up this first down, and try to get it with some pride.
Colin, big 4th down. He'll keep. He's going to lower the shoulder, and he'll have a nice gain of about 5 yards, but most importantly, he'll have the first down.
Yeah, nothing fancy about that. Just quarterback read and quarterback zone, and just get there, headed forward. Get your big body. He's long, and if you can fall forward, get to the line of scrimmage and fall forward at 6 foot. I'm not a mathematician, but that's 2 yards.
Yeah. Which, in this case, picks up the first. Handoff goes up the middle and will be stopped up the middle.
The refrain right now from coaches up here is block 72.
Yeah.
Find an answer for 72. And if they need to double him, if they're not already, I would recommend it. Junior Love, good, strong running back, and he was stopped in his tracks.
Colin takes the snap, and he'll fumble it, and it goes right into the palms of Luke Sneed. And that's where the Raiders will take over on offense.
3rd turnover of the game for Girard, and those mistakes we talked about in the pregame really starting to reveal themselves in this one.
I'm taking a look back. Snap was good. It was right in Colin's hands. He just missed it. Just missed it, and Sneed was right there to pick it back up. So the Raiders will take over now from the 42-yard line of the Trojans. Handoff at the middle to Meldy. He'll fall forward for a gain of 4.
Yeah, you're not going to see anything fancy now from the Raiders. This clock is going to melt away like a candle. Or a piece of chocolate in a hot truck. That's what usually happens to me. I get gung-ho about a candy bar and forget about it. So,
I mean, whichever one you want to use, the clock's going to go away fast. Smith now under center. He'll hand off to Armstrong, and that big body is pushing forward.
There's nothing to grab a hold of on Armstrong. 13 yards, and it looked pretty easy. Bouncing off arm tackles. Got to get lower than him if you can, because you're not going to be able to tackle him around his shoulders. Again, you're not going to have a big enough grip to be able to bring him down.
He's got a low center of gravity, and he is strong. After that gain of 13, 1st down and 10 from the 25-yard line, Smith taking his sweet time to get under center. And he will hand it off to Meldy. Breaks for the outside, but is met by Onyebenny. Shakes him off. Met by Brokob, still standing on the sideline. And then finally, after a gain of about 9, is tackled down or forced out of bounds. Called a gain of 8 after the spot.
Well, in this second half, the Raiders have had rushes of 7, 15, 23, 14, 8, 13, 9. They did not do that almost a single time in the first half. So same guys are out there, just not playing the same as they were in the first half. This Trojan defense is reeling just a bit.
2nd and 2. Straight up the middle to Armstrong. Bowen there to make the tackle. But when it's all said and done, a gain of about 14 on the play. Excuse me, a gain of about 8 on the play. That makes it 1st down and goal to go as the clock ticks under 4 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Raiders imposing their will here on the Trojans. Straight up the middle and a nice blitz. I believe that's Liedstrom who got to the quarterback first and will stop Smith for a gain of nothing.
Yeah, Liedstrom read that really nicely, and I don't think they had him accounted for on the offensive line because he split right through there and was able to make the play. Nice play call defensively. One of the few stops here in the second half so far.
Second down and 9. Smith, once again back under center. Hands off to Meldy, and he's met by a big hit, but then drags forward. He drags Basari all the way down to about the 2-yard line for a gain of 7.
Yeah, that was a heck of a run by Meldy, showing some real strength. And the other part of that may be revealing is, well, where's everybody else?
Yeah.
You got to get everybody to the football. Don't assume anything that play is going to be dead because he's got wrapped up. There needs to be multiple hats on that ball.
Smith. Waiting until single digits on the play clock to snap. He'll keep it himself. Liedstrom right there to bring him down in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of 1 on the play and a beautiful blitz by Liedstrom.
Yeah, Liedstrom really showing some leadership and some strength there and some grit with the back against the wall. The Trojans defensively have really been on their heels, but not Liedstrom, making 2 big plays down here inside the 10-yard line.
Time for a stonewall defensive stand, but we're going to have a timeout before we can get to it. 2:03 to go, 4th down and 4. Raiders knocking on the door.
Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com.
Welcome back. 4th down and 4. A chance for the Trojans to keep this at 21. Will be backed up in your own side, but that's far better than down by more points than you are right now. Just over 2 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
No, the stop is crucial. And if nothing else, it may not ultimately be a factor in the outcome of this game, but it will certainly give you some confidence and build that up a little bit as you head back into the offensive drive. But it all comes down to this one right here. 8th play of the drive.
We got a flat tire there on the field. Looks like Junior needs to tie his shoe up. Smart play there. Kills the momentum of the offense.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Ralph back on the field. Sneed behind him. Handoff goes to Sneed. And he's going to barrel his way forward. That one's going to be close, but he will cross the pylon. And that will be a touchdown for the Raiders.
Yep, felt that one coming.
You said it. Watch 24.
Well, he's just got that speed. Those other guys, they were able to kind of stop them because they weren't getting to the hole fast enough and overwhelming the Trojans. They were able to get there those previous couple plays, but Luke's going to get to the line of scrimmage a little bit faster, and the Trojans didn't have a chance to recover.
Now Sloan to try and extend the lead to 28. Kicks up, and it is good. Right through the uprights, and you can see on this scoring play, nothing fancy about it. Just straight power football to the left side. Sneed in for the touchdown. Raiders up by 28.
Every day, people are discovering that bigger isn't better, better is better. Big box stores continue to disappoint. You have spoken, and we have been listening. You want a great selection with dependable service at a competitive price. We understand, and that's what we bring to you every day. We know that we have to work hard to earn your business, and we will. Bigger isn't better, better is better at Heidrick's, Fort Scott, and Girard.
There.
Doing way better on stats in the second half. It's worthless, but
Doing way better on stats, ABJ.
Mm-hmm.
That's about an 8-play drive there, capped off by a few 4-yard touchdown run on a big 4th down as well. A chance for the Trojans to make a stop, but Sneed says otherwise and puts the Raiders up by 28. 2 minutes to go here in this third quarter, and it's desperation time for the Trojans. I'd say start throwing the ball.
Well, yeah, maybe. But you just want to get something positive going. Just limit the mistakes now at this point. It's a long season. You're halfway through it after tonight.
Oh, there goes Onyebenni. He's going to slip through the defense somehow. A return of about 20 yards. And Trojans will start on the 40-yard line. You know, maybe it's not the thing that you want the most, but I'd say the most ideal part of this Trojan team right now is their explosiveness on special teams. They got Bowen, who can break off a big return, Onyebenni, as you just saw, and then Poland to kick off and do punts for him. Special teams, probably the best in the CNC right now, but unfortunately, special teams doesn't score touchdowns very often.
Yeah, you'd really like to see what the Frontenac Raiders kickoff return team look like, because we haven't seen that yet. Except for the first play of the second half, but we haven't kicked the ball away to them yet.
And that one got all the way down to the 37. Colin with a nice keeper and runs over a man, but a gain of 7 on the play.
I don't expect Coach to go to just an air raid offense. I'm not sure if that's even necessarily in the cards.
Coach Philpott, BJ.
Yeah, but you just got to do what you do. It's not about necessarily at this point this particular outcome of this particular game. Now you're looking. No coach is ever going to admit this, but you are trying to figure out the things you need to have work, because what we got a couple of weeks ago, Prairie View comes in here, and you better sort some stuff out against the run, because they can flat run the football. Defensively, you got to be able to stop that. Running it now
with a carry.
Right now by
Nice little gain there for him. Caught about 6 yards, and it's enough for the first down.
Yep, just move the chains, get it inside their territory here. Starting to get a decent little push up there. We'll see. It's like the Raiders have brought in a little bit of new jerseys there on the front line.
Out to Bowen, and here comes the dangerous one. He makes a burst up the middle and is brought down after a gain of 6. I mean, every time he touches the ball, it's going positive, BJ.
I feel like it. Well, when he catches it, too, the way his feet go up and down.
Oh, yeah.
He's really adjusting. He can adjust that direction pretty quick because his feet go up and down so fast, and that'll allow you to really move forward.
You can just tell if his vision improved just a little bit with the ball, he would just be breaking it big every single time. He's just one little cut away almost every single time from breaking it. Second down. Pitched out to Bowen once again, makes a cut up the middle, and here comes that burst of speed. Bowen, it's a foot race down to the outside, and he's going to be down to the 5-yard line. A 35-yard run for Corvin Bowen. And like I said a week ago, he's lightning in a bottle whenever he gets the ball, so get it to him.
Yeah, big play. And those nice big hole up there, well read by Colin as well as he rode that dive inside there and then kicked it out to the outside. And like you said, just the opposite side of the ball, and that speed can kill.
Absolutely, it does. Trojans with a chance to get some points on the board. But before that, we'll take a quick break. End of the third quarter here on Girard Sports Live.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community, where friends are found down every street. That's where you'll find us, taking time to get to know you, calling you by name, generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Call Judd, Lori, Jenny, or Amber in Girard today.
Welcome back. 28-0 is our score, but a big run by Corvin Bowen puts the Trojans just 5 yards away from eliminating the goose egg. Ben Colin back under center. The sheriff of the team. He'll keep. Goes straight forward, and he is still churning. The pile still moving. And he's still standing, too.
Yeah, finally they do stop his forward progress, although it may have been momentarily stopped, but he always kind of felt like he was going forward. Ends up being nothing, but a lot of work to get zero.
Yeah. That is one of the hardest zero-yard runs you'll ever see.
I don't know why the play clock or the game clock is stopped.
I was actually just thinking the exact same thing.
Gary Davis is going to throw out his shoulder trying to get it wound.
Here we go now. Colin pitches out to Bowen, makes a cut inside, makes a man miss, and he's in for the touchdown. Corvin Bowen with the big play.
Glad to see him get that touchdown. He earned it on that particular drive. Had a couple of big runs, had a 6-yard, had that 35-yarder, and then the 5-yard punch in. And, boy, if nothing else, that should make you feel a little bit better as a Trojan offense and doing some of the things that traditionally that they do, just execute a little bit better there, perhaps against a few backups on the D-line for the Raiders.
And you know what? We mentioned it. Get him the ball, and sparks will fly, and that's exactly what you saw on this drive. Poland back out on the field to try and tack on the extra point. Oh, man. What is going on here for the special teams?
Key is the T.
Very important.
Still got plenty of time on the play clock.
Yeah, no need to rush. Kick from Poland is up. And it's right through the uprights to make this one 28-7. Colin takes the snap from Humble, and you can see here just that classic play. Reading that man on the outside, pitches it out to Bowen, and he makes a nice move to put on points for the Trojans here in Frank Jameson Field.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community, where friends are found down every street. That's where you'll find us, taking time to get to know you, calling you by name, generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Call Judd, Lori, Jenny, or Amber in Girard today.
Welcome back. Teams flipping fields here. Not quite sure what's going on, but either way, 28-7 our score. Bowen with the huge drive, able to put together after 6 plays and 59 yards. He tacks on the 5-yard touchdown, taking just 2 minutes off the clock. That's what you need. You need those quick drives. You need those big plays, especially if you have any chance of coming back in this game.
Quick stops now on defense is going to be the key. Is 3 and out. Worst case scenario, 3 and out. Best case scenario, force a turnover. They've been close a couple of times. That ball certainly hit the dirt, well, the rubber a few times.
They're going for the onside here. It's a nice kick, and the ball's still on the.
Still loose.
It's
still
still
loose.
down.
He did not field that cleanly. This will be between the stripes and whether they get it called right, but it does get it covered up just in the nick of time. Cooper Rakes jumping on top of that one.
What an onside kick there by Pullen. I'm telling you, he's got a special foot there.
Kicked it right at that guy. You look at the guy that's trembling.
The guy that doesn't want to field the ball, you kick it right at him. And then you tell all your guys, hit him first. Either way, the onside attempt is unsuccessful. So the Raiders will take over at their own 48-yard line. And the Raiders looking to soak some time up here. Handoff straight up the middle to Murphy, and he is dragging Liedstrom forward for a gain of 8.
We are not defending that fullback trap very well at all. And that's what got them going in the second half, and that big part of that drive to open up the second half was that play right there, and we've got to figure out a way to defend it. They've got some size up front.
And we're going to have a timeout on the field here.
May just be a way to figure out the
trap.
That trap. Try to figure out what we're seeing, what we're not seeing there at the defensive line to know that that's coming. One, here's a good indication. 1st and 10. That so far has been the play. And so just anticipate that and be in the right place at the right time. It may take you to sell out a little bit, may take you to blitz right into it, but if you do that and they don't make the play, it's a touchdown. So got to be careful.
I want to let you guys know that all the replays that you have seen throughout this game, especially that last one of Bowen's big touchdown, are brought to you by Challenger Construction. When the toughest terrain meets trusted expertise, choose Challenger Construction. With more than a dozen revegetation services, hydro seeding and dry seeding, and more. Plus, Challenger is your local call for pond building and tree trimming. Challenger Construction. Call 316-680-3036. Shout out to those boys there. They really have brought us up well with this instant replay stuff, and it just makes the broadcast so much better, BJ, every single time.
Yep, we appreciate everybody. It's humbling every time we're able to crack open the mic and do this fun stuff up here for Friday nights, but it all comes back to the community support in this particular town doing it the first time for me. And if you don't know, we're doing this tonight across 9 communities across eastern Kansas. We'll do 500 broadcasts this year, and it all started with a few businesses here in town saying, yeah, BJ, go do it.
Handoff faked and given to Sneed, and a nice tackle made by Onya Benny, but not after the yardage is gained to have a first down, 4 yards on the play, and the chains move forward.
That's all their MO is now at this point, is to get first down, to keep that clock running, and get out of here with the win and make that short trip down 47, hanging right at Gennardi's corner in your home in Frontenac. But the Trojans just need to stop here, try to get the ball back, get yourself another touchdown on the board, and then see what happens.
And you can tell just by the play calling that Krogan Smith in absolutely no hurry. Smith, they'll hand off straight at the middle to Relf. He runs over the first man and then drags bodies once again for a gain of 6.
They're running back by committee. It really is a challenge because you just get fresh feet on the field all the time. You know, Luke is out there running at running back and has had the heavy load here in the second half, and he's got to play both ways. But those other guys coming in there to work out, you know, one way or the other, just having fresh legs in that backfield on just about every play.
Time ticks away with a 2nd down and 5 here. They'll give it to Relf once again, who spins off the first man and is leveled down. Looks like Love on the tackle.
Yeah, and Krogan Smith hold that ball in there, and he really held it in there for quite a while. I think he thought about pulling it. Had he pulled it, he might have had an opportunity on the edge, but lucky for the Trojans not. You know, a big throw down here in this fourth quarter to get that ball back and make a stop here. Probably 2-down territory for the Raiders, but got to start with a stop on 3rd down.
And, you know, he might have had an explosive play there, but at the same time, that short run, that only ticks off 40 more seconds every single time. Breaking the huddle here with 10 seconds on the play clock. Smith. gets that play off with 1 second and will push forward. And they're going to give him the spot for the first down.
That's just the size and strength of Brogan Smith. Nothing fancy about that. In fact, standing kind of up and down, but just able to get the big body falling forward for 3. Just needed a couple and got a few.
Gonna have to stand tall here and get a stop.
Where are you at next week?
Right here in Girard, Kansas. Senior night. Comes before homecoming this year. Interesting switch. Smith, hands off up the middle. Relf is still on his feet, my goodness. And finally brought down by Bowen. I don't think that kid is ever known stopping.
Yeah, these fullbacks are tough between Armstrong and Relf. And of course, Armstrong's flipped back to that back tailback spot as well a few times, but they're just hard to bring down. Big, they're small, low to the ground, strong kiddos.
And then they can also catch the ball over the top as well, as Murphy showed earlier, catching that big one for the opening touchdown of the game. Second down, and they'll mark it at about 9 yards here. Smith tosses it out to Sneed, and Sneed's going to have a break down the sideline, and just at the last second, tackled down by Blake Brokob to save what would have been another touchdown.
Nice play by Blake just to get over there, but man, Luke's got that scoots just a little bit. His size and his speed is deceiving. Both of those things are deceiving. You don't expect him to be quite as big and strong as he is. You don't expect him to be as fast as he is either. And so Brokob just able to keep on that one and get over there and just get enough of him because that was about to be a walk-in.
After it's spotted at the 9, that ends up a gain of about 18 there for Sneed. And he's a guy who hasn't touched the ball in a long time, and as soon as he does, he explodes off the edge. And Sneed once again, and is tackled down immediately by Brokob. And Brokob, man, you got to give credit to the kid. He is not quitting. He's everywhere on the field. It's like a gain of about 1 after it's all said and done. And
9th play of this drive coming up.
Gonna have to have a stonewall stand. Got an official's timeout. Looks like we got someone down on the field there. Well, while they're attending to him, we'll take a quick break. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodles, and so much more. And of course, their delicious homemade pies. Dine in or carry out available. Chicken Annie's of Girard has the best value, flavor, and service in the area. Stop in soon or call for catering. 620-724-4090.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here as part of Fort Scott Community College's John Deere Tech program. Maybe you belong here as part of the perennial playoff-bound Greyhound baseball team. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Ethan Merrick there, able to get off the field under his own power. You love to see that. Love to see a kid able to make it off. You never want to see anyone hurt, especially in this time of the game.
I think it was mostly just cramps, is my guess. He's still kind of hobbling with that left leg right now. But
I got a score update from around the CNC. Looks like Colgan right now up 56-7 over Pleasanton. And you mentioned Adamson. He's got 4 touchdowns. You want him on your fantasy team. Smith, he's rolling out, way out, throws a dart over the middle, wide open to Gage James, a 9-yard touchdown pass, and the Trojans are now down big time.
Yeah, it's pretty well-designed play. Trojans also brought a blitz against that, so I'm guessing the guy that would have normally followed James out in that passing route was blitzing and completely out of position because he was wide open, nobody there, and again, Smith able to just buy enough time to keep that drawn out there and found him in the back of the end zone. Nice play by the Raiders.
I mean, pick your poison. Either Smith runs that to the edge or you leave the guy open. Sloan's kick is up, and it will be good. And looking at Smith just rolling out, finding the open man over the middle. And that'll make it real tough for the Trojans to come back. 35-7, our score. We'll take a quick break. Fourth quarter action to remain on Girard Sports Live.
Farmer.
Welcome back. Raiders tack on another score to the throw to Gage James. Gage James with that 9-yard pass after a 9-play, 52-yard drive. And the most important thing, it took off 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Just a matriculating, methodical drive there, BJ.
Yep. Both those big M words were used.
Vocab, one of my specialties. Sloan set to kick this one off. You got a host of Trojans back to receive. Looks like they're not going to go with any trickery, but they will kick it to Bowen here. He's going to take off with a burst of speed, and he gets the edge. He's got a couple blockers. Bowen cutting back across the field. Oh, but we're going to have a flag down on the play. Man, Bowen, every time he touches the ball, something exciting happens, and it feels like these fans can feel it too.
You can, yeah. They noticed it as well. But the holding call, penalties, turnovers, 3 turnovers in this game for the Trojans, multiple drive-killing penalties.
Oh. Well, luckily that'll go from the.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, yeah, no, it's good.
It's awesome. Do that. Do what you were going to do.
Honestly, I really like what he's trying there, but must abide by the rules. If the law of the man doesn't hold up, then what are we?
Yeah. It's been a good crew. One questionable non-fumble call that may have turned the game. I mean, when that happened, it was still a possibility, but the way this has kind of gone fairly lopsided, ultimately may not have been the decider for sure.
Colin now. He will keep. What a play on the outside. Gunnar Horina, I mean, man, he was just reading everything there. The way he dropped down, it forced Love to not have the handoff, forced Colin to keep, and then he's able to make the tackle on Colin as well. It's just an athletic play. We're starting to see a lot of younger bodies out there for the Raiders. That man I just mentioned, just a sophomore.
His dad was a baller, Division I football player.
Oh, Love with a big break up the middle. He's high-stepping and will finally be brought down at the end of the run.
25 yards.
Spots it all the way up to the 45-yard line. Trojans break the huddle quick. See that burst of speed. Hole opened up. He broke one tackle, and off he was to the races. Right back to the action here as it's pitched out. And Huber waiting for his blockers. Can never go back across the field.
Yep. Eventually just go with it. You see Coach even put his hand out to go that direction. You just got to know. And when you've kind of gotten as far as you can, get upfield. And Huber, just a little inexperience perhaps. He'll gain that over the course of this season and will be a good one moving forward. But the Trojans back to a second and long.
Love going to get the carry once again. He bashes into the back of his lineman. After a gain of 2, though, not much doing.
I've been surprised by how effective that Raider defensive line has been in this game. But they've undersized, but I mentioned leverage, and we talked about that and pointing out the play of Wyatt Collins, just use your size wisely.
If you got speed, use that. And they are doing it.
Way off.
Some more young faces in for the Raiders. One entrant, I believe, was playing nose tackle right now. So see how that fares. Colin drops back. He's looking for a man. Pressure comes. He steps up in the pocket. And well, he's carrying the pile. Wow. Did he turn that into a gain? Or just right back at the line of scrimmage?
If he gets the line of scrimmage, it's a miracle. Just got to make those decisions. Ben's now 4 games into being the official